Okay, so can you please all rename yourselves as per your role so that I can assign the ones who require the share screen settings and the Zoom co-host rights. I might probably give it to you. I see the TMOD, I see the timer, I see the speaker one, I see the general evaluator.
Monica, you will have to even add the Zoom master role to your title right now.
Okay, sure.
Monica is our Zoom master. Yeah.
Okay, great. I have made her the co-host as well. Thank you, Monica. Thank you, Kalpana. Okay, we can begin the meeting. It's 3. And greetings, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome, dear guests. My name is Jamie, and it's a pleasure to officially start our joint meeting of the Speakers Community Toastmasters and Millennial Toastmasters Club. So I would begin with a few instructions that we usually impart to our or ask of our members to follow. Please keep your videos on mostly at all times, and keep yourself on mute if you're not speaking. Please do not share your screen if you're not required to do so. And I hope you have a wonderful meeting ahead. So we have certain other rules as well. We do not speak about sex, religion, and politics in our meetings. So please refrain from using those connotations. I would request each of you to, as previously mentioned, change your role or add your role names right before your name so that it's easy for the Zoom master to identify, especially this being a joint meeting. And I would request all of you to put on one special element to all of your videos, which is a very big smile at all times. So please keep your beautiful smiles on at all times so that you engage very well with the speaker and the ones who are bearing roles. So now with this, I call upon our presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana, to start over the meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Kalpana. Kalpana, you're on mute.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah. Thank you so much, Jamie, for that wonderful, wonderful start. And the smile part was really something that we all need to carry if we are Toastmasters. And even if we are not Toastmasters, it talks a lot about our face value. Thank you so much. Let me announce the 77th meeting of Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. And today our co-host, Millennials, 65th meeting, right? I hope I'm right, Jamie. Yes, as open. Something from presiding officer as a note, as a hello, hi, to just know what your psyche can absorb. And today, I'm going to speak about success. How many of us are running after success? How many of us want success? Raise your virtual hands or just raise a hand because I can see you all have. Absolutely. Success is something we are all aiming and looking at. But what is success? Don't you think success is alluring? It's enchanting, of course, but it's absolutely alluring. Success. If I compare myself to Shah Rukh Khan, if I compare myself to Bill Gates or Ambani, I always feel I'm not successful because as many success stories I read in the front page, I turn the page and I read the stories of failures. I read the stories of where people have not made it and failures at an age when we didn't want our teenagers to look at it, and yet we see it. Let me tell you what success is. How I realized what success is for me. Success is relative. Is relative to what? A small story, a small observation, an actual life story. We all know the Bandra, roads coming from Carter Road, coming from the Link Road, going towards Dadar, and then going to just the station, that particular junction. Every time I traveled or wanted to catch a train, my bus or my auto, whatever transport I took, it actually stopped on that particular 4 lights signal, that cross point. And there was one person, a middle-aged man, short, stocky, but with a beautiful smile on his face, selling midday. That smile of his made me buy a midday. I'm not a gossip person and I hate midday because it speaks nothing but gossip. It's a page 3 actually. But I bought it because of his smile. And every time I returned back from my work, if it happened to be at a time when he was still around, his hands used to be empty of the load of papers that he was supposed to sell. And you know what he had? A far more beautiful smile, because his measurement of success was what? If I sell all my newspapers today, I have hit the button of success. That's why success is relative. Success is when you complete each and every small task of yours. Success is when you know you have achieved and overcome that fear. Success is when you know you're more closer to your goals. Success is when you know that you have made it to the virtual image of yourself, that you've turned that image into a reality for yourself. That, my dear Toastmasters, is success. I would like to know if we have got any guests. Any guests today? Oh, hi. Hi, Ram. Wonderful to have you along with us today. Could you give me a small introduction of yourself?
Of course. So my name is Ramesh, Ram for short. I'm based in the UK. The time is now 10:37.
Oh.
And I've been a Toastmaster for, I think, 8 years now. Time flies when you're having so much fun. So thank you for having me. I'm a member of 3 clubs, one in the UK, one in Canada, and a virtual club called World Travelers, which travels around the world. And I think that's enough from me, right? I'll hand it back to you, Kalpana.
Fantastic, but your journey sounds very interesting and it sounds very enchanting, I should say. I'm so very happy that you have joined us today, and we know that from your experience, don't leave the meeting till the end. We would really like to know, what did you think of our meeting, and what was it that you enjoyed the most about this meeting? Thank you for being a part for today's meeting. Do we have any more guests today? Govind? Hi, Govind. Could you say a few lines about yourself and introduce yourself? Zoom Master, can you highlight Govind, please?
Okay, first I would like to thank you to everyone, and I'm happy to part of a Toastmaster. This is my first day. And about me, I'm a IT background and I'm working as a professional. I just want to, improve myself about, personal grooming and communication. And I like, read and listen the stories. So that's why I'm here. I'm really enjoying this session, and I'm really thank you to all of you.
Wonderful, wonderful. You have really come to the right platform. As the meeting unfolds, you will see, what it is that Toastmasters actually offer you. Wonderful. Be a part. Enjoy your evening today. I see one more guest Noor.
Thank you, Presiding Officer Kalpana. My name is Noor Muhammad. I'm from the Speakers Lounge. It's a club based in South Korea. And I'm also a member of Critical Thinkers Toastmasters Club. It's in District 20. And I'm very happy to be here.
Fantastic. I think that is what is the biggest advantage of Toastmasters. Within seconds, we can go global, right? See, success is in small things. Never forget that. Thank you so much for being a part of this meeting today. You're most welcome. Have I missed out on any other guests by any chance? Zoom Master, can you help me with that?
Yeah.
Amy, I think Amy is also Amy Fiona. Hi, Amy, are you there?
Hi, I'm
Hi.
I don't know if I should call myself a guest. I am a mentor to the Millennial Toastmasters Club. I
Okay.
originally belong to the Toastmasters Club of Baroda,
All right.
and I will be evaluating the first speech for today. And it's so lovely to be here. Thank you, Kalpana.
Thank you so much, Amy, for coming and joining us today, taking out your time and being a part of this meeting. Wonderful. Now, with a great round of applause, I will hand over the stage to our T mode. I think it is, well, 1 second.
Tanishka.
Yes, Tanishka. I was getting Anishka. I'm so sorry. I really needed to check your
It's
name,
okay.
ensuring I don't go wrong. Tanishka,
It's
from
okay.
what I see, and seeing that we both of us are in matching color outfits today, we are
Yes.
going to take this meeting forward, and Timur has chosen a very good theme, friends. Over to you, my dear friend Tanishka. Huge round of
Thank you,
applause.
presiding officer. Thank you, presiding officer. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and everyone present over here and guests. From the day that that I first knew you, your heart was pure and kind. Your smile was sweet and innocent. Your wit was well refined. The sparkles in your eyes were keen. Your friendship fast and clear. Soft words were your virtual and humor your appeal. We grew as friends together. We laughed and shared our dreams. Along the way, crush or two went unrevealed. It seems, as years rolled on, our paths were split. Our roads went separate ways. We each perceived our interests that occupied our days. We soon forgot our youthful bliss of tender, carefree years. We didn't talk or keep in touch throughout life's pain and tears. Then my darkest hour came, and I tried me to core. To save my heart from ruin, I closed and locked the door. Then, out of nowhere, with precise directed clue, and an old familiar smile came closer into view. Although much time was gone and the die of faith long cast, it was as if we haven't missed a second of past. You listened with attentive care, and you assured with my mind that lovely hearts are still alive with purpose and design. Deep inside, I have locked away emotion untold. As time goes on and bond grows strong, they will all unfold. So, thank you, friend, for taking time to demonstrate your love. It's at another blessing that I'm undesiring of. Fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, it is my privilege and pleasure to welcome you all to the today's meeting. I'm Tanishka Jadhav, and I will be your Toastmaster of the day. Firstly, I would like to thank Speakers Committee Toastmasters Club for, for collaborating with us. Thank you. Do you know what is the full form of friends? Does anyone know? Anyone? Okay. Let me tell you the full form of friends. But that is actually wasn't the exact full form. But according to me, a friend is few relations in earth never die. That's why I chose the theme as friends. Because one day I was suddenly dreaming and I was sleeping. I closed my eyes. I dreamt that it's my final year. What am I going to do without these idiots beside me? Daily I will be coming to the college and seeing their faces, and I will be so happy with them. But suddenly, after the final year, what am I going to do without them? Just I have to see the around different peoples, around different faces. I don't know what I'm going to do without them. Those beautiful smiles, that beautiful hugs. These days, I'm going to miss them. That's why I wanted to choose the theme as friends, to collect and to recollect all the memories from your sides, and I am excited to hear them too. For the benefits of the guests, I would like to explain the structure of the meeting. The meeting is divided into 3 rounds. The first one is the prepaid speech round, where members will be delivering speech based on the projects and the parts they have chosen. The second round of this session is the table topics round, where member can practice thinking and speaking on their feet. This round is also known as the impromptu session speech. Guests are also welcome to participate in this round as well. And the third and final part is the evaluation round, in which all the prepared by the general evaluator and their team. Now, let me introduce the tag team. As the Toastmasters, it is my duty to introduce the role bearers who will assign me in running of today's session. To keep track of the time spent by each speaker, please help me welcome the timer for today's meeting, Toastmaster Shifali. Toastmaster Shifali, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. I'm sure that most of us have experienced a situation where we have missed a train, bus, or flight. Recall a situation where a train left the platform in front of us and we were running late just by a few seconds. As a result, we couldn't board the train. That's the importance of time. In our daily lives and in all spheres of our lives, if we are unable to manage our time, we might miss key opportunities such as trains. In Toastmasters as well, time plays a critical role when it comes to the qualification of speeches, evaluations, and so on and so forth. As timer, I'll be helping the speakers to express their thoughts within the allotted time limits. During this meeting, my duty is to time prepare speeches, table topic speeches, speech evaluations. To help me in performing my role, I have this set of 3 color signals. Green signal, give me a minute. The green signal indicates qualifying time for your speech. The yellow signal indicates target time for your speech. The red signal indicates maximum time allotted to you. For an icebreaker speech, I'll show the green card at 4 minutes, the yellow card at 5 minutes, and the red card at 6 minutes. For a 5 to 7 minute prepared speeches, I'll show the green card at 5 minutes, the yellow card at the 6 minute, and the red card at the 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shifala. That was a brief introduction of your role. Now, let us move to the other thing. To track the good and not so good usage of grammar, we have the grammarian of the day. Toastmaster Shruti. Toastmaster Shruti, over to you.
Thank you, Tanishka. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm the grammarian for today. And as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all the speakers, listen carefully to their language usage. I'll take note of any incorrect usage of grammar, as well as any good usage of words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As a grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. So the word of the day today is, I'll just share my screen so that you can see it. So word of the day is bonhomie. Since the theme of today's meeting is friends, so I chose the word bonhomie, which means to be friendly and approachable. Example, so now to prove he was happy, he was trying to sparkle with bonhomie, which means that he was trying to be friendly and approachable. I encourage you all to use this word of the day today in your speeches. Thank you, and over to you, Tanishka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shruti. To keep track of the ums and ums during the meeting, we have the accounter of the day, Toastmaster Jamie. Toastmaster Jamie, over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Um, yes, just like the Toastmaster of the day pointed out, the accounter's role is to look forward for the R's and ums in a speech, especially a crutch word or a pause filler that you tend to use whenever you are out of thought or you're probably blank at that particular place. So I would be looking out for words like are, or something like I, or if there is an overused word that you probably might be using and might not be aware of, something like so or probably. So these repeated words would be something that I'd be looking at and making a note of. And we'll be presenting this report to the end of the meeting when called upon by the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tanishka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jamie. Before going into prepared speeches, I have a few questions for our members. The first question is that, who is the friend in your opinion? Anyone can answer this. Yes, Toastmaster.
A friend in need is a friend indeed.
Wow, that's so nice. A friend in need, a friend in need. Nice. Anyone? Okay.
A
The
friend is
next question
someone
is,
who stands with you in both your, highs as well as lows, and not just the highs.
yes. Wow, wonderful said by Amy. And any more answers? Yes, Divya. We can't hear you.
I believe we are all friends at Toastmasters. It's a great community to meet new people and make new friends. So we are all friends.
Oh, yes, we all are all friends right now. I'm making new friends from speakers club too. Why do we need a friend?
To share our thoughts, to be, probably venting out all our troubles and worries and all our problems, complaints. We need a listening ear. So friends are someone who'd never judge you, just like Toastmasters.
Yes, that's so right. So true. We need a listening ears. See, right now I even in the college being with my friends all the time. That's what friends means to me. Any more?
Yeah, I would like to say, to create a bone homie over a cup of coffee.
Yes, born homie. Anything from guests? Anyone? Guest Ram or guest Noor? Tell us why do we need a friend? Yes, guest Ram.
I think it's better to go with somebody than by yourself. There are times when it's good to be by yourself, but I think that should be a small number of times. Most of the time you should go with somebody else. Why? Because you want to tell that joke and you need somebody to laugh. You can't be the only person laughing at your own jokes, because that's really sad. If you go to the gym, it's better to go with somebody to the gym. Why? Because they will motivate you to train better, to train harder, to encourage you to be better as well. So I think all of those reasons and many, many more are the reasons why you should have somebody close that you can relate to and talk to. Back to you, Toastmaster today.
Wow, that's a wonderful answer by guest Ram. I think he also loves his friends much. Not very much. Okay, it's okay. The next one. Tell us about how you met your first friend. Anyone who has a first friend and remembers who was their first friend in their life. First friend in your life. It can be a dog, it can be anything. Come on, recollect your friends.
A stuffed toy
Yes.
by teddy bear.
Wow, yes, Kalpana's first friend is a toy. Next, guess, anyone? Yes, Govind, you would like to tell anything about your first friend?
Mm, my first friend is my brother because he is very close to me. So I think he is my best friend.
Hello, I couldn't hear. Can you repeat
Yes,
once again?
Govind says that his brother is his best friend, just like mine. My sister.
Wow. Yes, brothers and siblings all are our best friends every time. Anyone who wants to share more about their first friend so that we could also know and get some beautiful stories behind. Okay, let me ask in between and we can proceed as we have the theme as friends. Let us move to the prepared speeches introductions. The first speaker for this round will be attempting level 2, project 1 from the innovative planning part. To evaluate this speech, we have Toastmaster Amy. Toastmaster Amy, I request you to please read out the speech objectives. Toastmaster Amy, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, Toastmaster Tanishka. Our first speaker for today is Toastmaster Monica Mane. She will be delivering a 5 to 7 minute speech from L to P1 from the Pathway Innovative Planning. I wish her all the very best for today's speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Tanishka.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amy. The first speaker is graduating this year and also on the way of becoming a good leader. She likes cycling and is also a hunger person to learn new things. When I asked the speaker her thoughts on friendship, she said that for a good friendship, it is crucial not only similar thoughts, but also respect, trust on each other. She feels she is so lucky to have a good friendship with her friends. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Monica. Toastmaster Monica, leadership skill, leadership style, Toastmaster Monica. Over to you.
Can I have a timing cards or timer?
Yeah, I have turned on my video. Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Maybe Zoom master need to pin myself.
Yeah, it's done. How I'm gonna track the timing?
Yeah, so I'll display the signal. When it comes to 4 minutes, I will change the signal to green. Can you see the background?
Yeah, I can see. It's white.
Okay, so for example, 1 minute, let me show you. Can you see it now? Green, yellow, red.
Yeah, I can see. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready. A leader who knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. Good afternoon, fellow Toastmasters. and dear guests. I am Toastmaster Monica. I completed my BTech this year and today I am an engineer. Let me share a story. When I was in the 7th semester, I had to make a mega project with the 5 members. I had a good technical knowledge. I'm calm person and good listener. I also have one more quality of prioritizing tasks. So I was chosen as a team leader of our group. It was my first job as a leader. While leading the project, I realized only technical knowledge is not enough to become a good leader. I lacked at 4 points of good leader: effective communication, presentation skills, and public speaking. All are the crucial points to be a good leader. I realized it and spoke to my cousin. He introduced Toastmasters. I joined Toastmasters in January 2022 when I was in 8th semester. To become a good communicator, I had to overcome all my fears of public speaking. I began to deliver my speech at Toastmasters, and I began my journey with Toastmasters, a journey to become a good leader. On 20th February, I broke ice and I delivered my first speech, an ice-breaking speech. And slowly, I started to break all the fears of public speaking. Today, I'm a star of our club. Do you think good leaders need to be a good communicator? What are the points of good leader? What are the points of good leader, Toastmasters?
I think points of good leaders is cooperation. We need to cooperate with each other. We need to be supportive of each other.
Yes. Yeah, these are the skills. But let me share my story. Good leader who is flexible, who is adopt his or her leadership style based on the situation, who is supportive, who having great organizational skills, management skills, etc., etc. What did I learn as a SA? Did I learn to be a good leader? It is what I observed as a SA. TLTP is a Toastmasters leadership training program. It was my first training on becoming a leader. I realized leaders guides very well. A leader is a good mentor. I got trained from highly skilled staff. Also, ELTP, I handle the registration of around 250 members. Wow, it was all about coordinating. My management skills improved. I became a good team player. As a SA, my president asked me to put up videos on YouTube. Also, she asked me to edit and merge the videos. I was clueless about it. So I reached out to our PR, Toastmaster Sherin. Toastmaster Sherin taught me supportiveness. A great leader always supports. As I juggle speaker's role, SA role, Zoom master's role, so I began to understand myself, my strength as a person. A good leader is a strong leader. Watching all my ExCom members have made me to understand leadership is all about standing together, no matter what it is. As I said in the beginning, a leader who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. I aspire to be that kind of leader. Likewise, I'm on my journey to become a better leader with the help of Toastmasters. Don't you agree with me, Toastmasters? Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Monica. That was wonderful leadership style speech. Now, let us move to the second speaker. The second speaker for this round will be attempting level 1, project 3 from the presentation mastery path. To evaluate the speech, we have the Toastmaster Sharon. Toastmaster Sharon, I request you to please read out the speech objectives. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day. My target speaker, Toastmaster Imran, is attempting his level 1, project 3 from presentation mastery. And the purpose of the speech is vocal variety and body language to enhance the speech. Don't worry, Toastmaster Imran, I will be born homie, and best of luck for your speech.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharon. The second speaker is from Bangladesh. He loves to learn and share his learning with others. He is a graduated student. When I asked the speaker his thoughts on friendship, he said that friends are the people who we trust the most. Please put your hands together for Toastmaster Imran. Toastmaster Imran, how big is your dream? How big is your dream, Toastmaster Imran? Over to you. Are the timing cards visible? Toastmaster Imran, can you unmute yourself? Yes. Is the timing visible?
I can see the timer. Am I audible?
Yes. Over to you. Proceed.
How big is your life dream? Dear Master of Ceremony and my dear fellow Toastmaster and dear guest, is your life dream like a glass of water or like a lake water? My dear friends, our life is a beautiful journey. In this life journey, we all want to feel as much as possible happiness rather than sufferings. But remember, my dear friends, we all have same amounts of pain, anxiety, suffering, frustration, and all other negative emotions in our life. However, many of we are feeling this kind of pain extremely less. On the other hand, someone feel is in huge way. So why is this difference? When I was in 10th grade in my school life, I was feeling so much pain in my life, and I was thinking that I'm less fortunate. God might be give all the pain in my life rather than others. So I was feeling sad and sitting on the corner of my classroom. All of a sudden, my class teacher noticed me. And he rushed to me and said, "What happened with you, Imran? You feel tensed and sad." Then I explained to him, "This is my situation. I'm feeling extreme pain in my life." Then my teacher smiled and said, "That's the issue. Well, let me help you. Let's go for an experiment." Then my teacher explained with all of us this experiment. Think, my dear student, in my right hand, this is a glass of water, and in my left hand, this is a bottle of salt. Now, if we take a handful salt and pour it into glass water and mix it, and if I ask you, do you want to drink this water? Is it possible to drink? We said no. Why not? Because it's become too salty. It's become poisonous. If we drink this water, we might become sick. Then my teacher told me that follow me, and he stopped near a pond. And he asked all of us that now someone take a handful of salt and put this salt into pond water and bring a glass of water and try to drink it. By curiosity, I took a glass of water and tasted it. And I surprisingly see that it's really easy to drink. There is no taste of salt. Now my teacher explained to me, think this glass of water. If you think your life, this glass of water is your life, and the box of salt is your life pain, anxiety. When you start thinking your life dream in a smaller scale, you will going to feel extreme. You cannot survive your life. Once you failed in particular project, you cannot stand up. On the other hand, when you start thinking your life in a bigger scale like this pond water, and when you put your all pain into it, it will make no difference in your life. You can easily sustain your life. From that day, I start thinking, I start dreaming big, and surprisingly, now I am feeling so much happy in my life. No matter what the situation, how much pain going through in my life, I always feel happy because my dream is so big. So my dear friends, in Toastmaster journey, we all are here to become a world-class speaker, leader. We are here to make sure our personal growth. If we take this Toastmaster journey in a smaller scale, we will feel fear, will afraid of taking any role, and we are not able to make sure our progress. On the other hand, when we think our Toastmaster journey in a big scale, we always feel brave to take any role, and it will help us to be a great speaker, leader. So I encourage my all friends, make your dream as big as possible. It will help you to feel less anxiety, pain in your life. Remember, my dear friends, the anxiety and sufferings and all other problems are same. But how much we are going to feel is determined by our dream about our life. If we dream big, we'll feel less. If we dream in a smaller scale, we'll feel extreme pain. So I challenge and I encourage all my friends to make your dream as big as possible and start improving and start feeling less in your life. Over to you, Master Freeman.
Wow, wow. How big, how wonderful your dream is. I wish we also make our dreams so bigger that we would feel so happy now. Thank you. That was a wonderful speech, Toastmaster Imran. Let's move on to the most challenging table topics master. To provide us with the challenges for today's table topics round, we have the table topic master who will be conducting this session today. Please help me in welcoming the table topic master for today is Toastmaster Priscilla. Toastmaster Priscilla, over to you.
I'm sorry about that. Thank you so much, Madam Madam Toastmaster of the Day. Hello, friends, and it's very nice to have this fellowship with our fellow Toastmasters team. Today, as the Table Topics Master, I'm taking you to the cinema. We're going to the movies. And just a short introduction, cinema brings us different cultures of the world. It introduces us to various kinds of art forms and cultures, places, and helps us in gaining knowledge about how different people lead their lives. In a way, it brings us closer and makes us more accepting to various diverse people, places, and things. From a very young age, for me personally, number one on my list is traveling, because that's my go-to. Seeing new places, exploring new cultures, meeting new people. But if I can't do that in person, my next way of doing that is cinema and movies, because we are literally virtually transported to another place to embrace their cultures, to see the kind of foods they eat. Without further ado, let me introduce you to the topics. I'm going to share my screen real quick.
No. Yes, please. You can see the screen.
Guys, can we see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
Oh.
We see your desktop.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see the different options.
Okay. God in heaven. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. Okay. So here we go. Where? I'm so sorry. I'm so technically challenged. Okay. Are we seeing the 6 topics?
Yes, we can
Yes.
see it.
Okay. Can we get a volunteer for the first one?
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not sure what I'm looking at, but I'll take the first one.
So are we going with Lion King?
Okay.
All right. So as we all know, give me one moment, please.
Shall I give the timer instruction for the table topic speeches?
No, give me one moment, please. Give me a second, 1 minute. Go back to the
I think keep it simple. If you just stop sharing, maybe
All
just
right,
read
I'll
the
do
question
that
out.
right now, yes.
Okay, just read the question out. I think that's probably better. Yeah, stop sharing. There you go.
Yeah.
I'm so very sorry. Okay, so the movie Lion King, I'm going to give you a quote from the movie, and that would be your topic for speaking. So in the movie Lion King, Mufasa says to Simba, "Oh yes, the past can hurt, but you can either run from it or learn from it."
Do you mind just repeating the question again, or the quote?
Absolutely. In the movie The Lion King, Mufasa, who was the daddy lion, says to the little one, Simba, "Oh yes, the past can hurt real bad, but you can either run from it or learn from it."
Thank you, Table Topics Master. That is an interesting quote. I've seen The Lion King many times because, you know, the children, when they see the video for the first time, they get hooked and they just watch it again and again and again and again. And that's a quote I don't actually remember, but let's understand the quote for a second. It talks about learning from the past. Yeah, so if you fall down, you have a choice. You have a choice to get up or you can stay down. Now, I don't know about you, when I was learning to walk, it took me a very long time to walk. Maybe I was just lazy. I think I started walking maybe a year and a half, I think I was. Yeah, so I think I was lazy because my mother, she had a pushchair and she would wheel me around everywhere. That's fantastic, isn't it? It's like a taxi, your own personal Uber driver. Yeah. Now, the negative side to that is you can't go anywhere by yourself. You have to ask your mother, please, can you take me here? Can you take me there? On one hand, it's good because you never get tired. On the other hand, it's bad because every time you want to do something, you need somebody else's help. So going back to the quote just for a second, it talks about learning from your mistakes or learning from other people's mistakes. So here we're in a Toastmasters club. We will see evaluations today. We will see a general evaluation today. They will be telling us what we did well, fantastic, please carry on doing exactly the same again. And they will also be sharing lessons and areas for improvement. And one of two things will happen. You'll ignore them because you're so proud, this was the best speech I've ever done. Or you can say, you know what, you're right. This area, I can improve my vocal variety. This area, I can use my gestures. And then you too will be better the next time around. So going back to the quote, you can ignore the past or you can learn from it. I think everybody in this room today is the latter. We're all here to learn. Please carry on learning from the past and don't make the same mistakes again. Back to you, Table Topics Master Priscilla.
Thank you very much. That was indeed very well handled and well interpreted. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ram Halai, streaming all the way from the UK. I think there's some good takeaways that we heard from Toastmaster Ram. And indeed, we should all implement that and move forward. Now, friends, I'm sorry about my technical glitches. So I'm going to read the rest of the topics out to you, and feel free to ask me to read it again. The remaining topics, the remaining movies, Harry Potter, The Castaways, The Godfather, Forrest Gump, and Spiderman.
I think Varun has volunteered. Priscilla, you can just, I just see his hand raised. Toastmaster Varun, or Varun?
Yes.
Toastmaster
Yeah.
Varun?
Yeah, he has volunteered. So you can ask the next topic to him.
All right, Toastmaster Varun, which movie would you like to choose?
I would go ahead with Harry Potter.
Thank you. Give me one moment and I'll give you the quote. Okay, so in Harry Potter, we have this quote that says, "It is not our abilities that show us what we truly are. It is our choices." And it came from Harry Potter, The Chamber of Secrets.
How many of you have ever trusted that you are not able to do something and then decided to drop it? I believe when you start trusting yourself that you can do it or you cannot do it, that is when you make the choice. As mentioned by Dumbledore, it is not our abilities which decide, it is our choices. I choose to be a chef, and that is why I am sitting here in Barcelona today and speaking in front of you, because I choose to speak in front of you. I trust my abilities to be a good table topic speaker, but if I would not have spoken up, if I would not have raised my hand, I would have absolutely been hidden beneath the screen, just listening to others. Rather, if you have the ability to do something in your world rather than in someone else's world, you can be the one rather than being be the one for someone else. Everyone have their own times. The CEO of KFC got his own time when he was 60 years old because he decided and he chose that he is now able to do something not depending on his abilities, but depending on what he wanted to do. So, my dear friends, don't rely on only your abilities. Choose what you want to do, grab it by the neck. Over to you, Topics Master.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Varun. I feel really privileged here today, talking to somebody from Barcelona and somebody from the UK. I am indeed privileged. And I think this joint venture here today is indeed such a nice gesture, and we are so blessed. I think that's those words that Toastmaster Varun said to us is so apt, because, at the end of the day, it's what we choose. And what we choose then makes our way forward. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Varun. I'm going to repeat the remaining topics or remaining movies that are on the list. We have Castaways, The Godfather, Forrest Gump, and Spiderman.
I think Kristen Gonzalez has raised his hand, Priscilla. You can ask Kristen Gonzalez.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Toastmaster Kristen, which movie do you want me to?
I think I'll take Castaway.
Castaways. Give me one moment. Okay, so in the movie Castaways, there's a quote that says, "I have to keep breathing, and tomorrow the sun will rise, And who knows what the tide will bring in.
All right. Could you please repeat it once more?
Yes. I have to keep breathing, and tomorrow the sun will rise. And who knows what the tide will bring in.
All right. Thank you, Table Topics Master. So now that we have people from the UK and Barcelona already had their share, I think it's high time India takes over for a bit. Like the topic said, I think another way to put it, an easier idiom for all that we've heard is every cloud has a silver lining. So I believe we shouldn't really focus on the negative aspects in life. And also in a couple of books that I've read, it also mentions how every advantage has a disadvantage and the inverse is also true. So by that, I could possibly narrate an incident to try or an example that tries and puts things into perspective. So say we are taking into account Blockbuster. So Blockbuster was one of these companies in the 2000s that was doing really well with video production and leasing of audio tapes and DVDs. And we had Netflix that approached them in the early 2000s to buy over. But Blockbuster was really arrogant and they had a great market share. They thought that the transition from traditional analog to digital media wouldn't be great, and they declined Netflix's offer. Back then, Netflix had two options to pick from. One was either they would take this as a real negative and not progress in life and just decide that this is something that they cannot go through with. It doesn't have a future. And the second option was to go back and show Blockbuster what exactly did they miss out on and prove themselves. So Netflix, as we are all aware today, are a company that's doing really well. And Blockbuster, on the other hand, they didn't foresee, they didn't keep research into perspective, even though they had a good market share and were relatively well known in the industry and in the UK, in the US. They sat on their laurels and they didn't get anywhere. Whereas Netflix worked hard, they believed in their vision, they pushed it through, and they are where they are today and where all of us know they are. So going back to the topic, every cloud has a silver lining. We can either choose to stay where we are or look at the positives in every situation of our lives, because they're definitely there. And we just need to have a different perspective and look at it from a different vantage point. Over to you, Table Topics Masters.
Thank you very much. And yes, India rocks, I must say. Thank you so much for that wonderful interpretation of that quote. It makes me think of, life, all of our lives is a storybook, and unless we turn the page, can we move on to the next chapter? So, great takeaway from that interpretation of the quote. Thank you so very much. I'm going to read out the balance of the movies that are available. We now have The Godfather, Forrest Gump, and Spiderman.
Guest Noor has raised her hand. Noor, the guest, has raised the hand. You can.
Okay.
Priscilla, yeah.
Yes, Madam Table Topics Master. So I choose Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. Give me one moment. Thank you. Okay. So in Forrest Gump, we have a quote that says, "Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get."
Yep. Thank you. Madam Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, a very good afternoon to you all. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I completely agree with the statement. Life is full of surprises. Sometimes you might hit a jackpot. Sometimes you lose a lot. So you never know. The idea here is, surprise. We say that it's better not to know your future. Why? Because if you know your future, then everything you know, whether you're going to get hurt or whether you're going to get saved. So you take necessary precautions so that you will save from it, but fate has its own say. The surprise element is very important. Why? Because it it gives that adventure, that liveliness to life. Otherwise, if we know everything in life, then there is uh, no life to life. In fact, so let me say, when I was studying, I thought that I would get a very wonderful wife, and I would really have a very good life along. And as life has planned, it gave me a wife who set my tail straight. Yeah, and it was not as how I have imagined, but she was the best one I could ever get. So I thought of a kid who would be lovely, who would really be the proudest, who would make me really proud. And I got a son who embarrasses me everywhere. So, so that's what life is all about. Life is all about these wonderful things which happen to you, and also the things which are not so wonderful. So I believe that life is like a box of chocolates, and you should enjoy every chocolate you get. Over to you, Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you so much for that. I think that was beautifully handled. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, you are also from somewhere?
I didn't catch you, madam. What is that? You said?
Yeah, are you talking to us from?
I'm talking to you from Kuwait. It's a Middle Eastern country.
Wow,
Yeah.
I
But I'm
am
from India.
indeed so blessed today. So we have a real international bunch here today. I think that was so nicely put, and you got your message across and made us want to hear more and more about it. And yes, I agree. Uh, Life really is a box of chocolates, and sometimes we have raisins and sometimes some nuts as well. But at the end of the day, it's covered in chocolate, right? So well done. We have two more movies on the list. Remaining, we have The Godfather and Spiderman. Anybody? Come on, Spider-Man, nobody.
I would like to go. If
Great.
anyone doesn't want it.
Awesome, awesome.
Okay.
All right. So from Spider-Man, we have a quote that says, "No one can win every battle." I'm sorry? Okay. No one can win every battle, but no man should fall without a struggle.
Can you repeat it once again?
Absolutely. So bad. No one can win every battle, but no man should fall without a struggle.
Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I am Tanishka, as you all know. The table topics which was given to me was from the famous movie Spider-Man. Honestly, I have seen Spider-Man. I have been seeing Spider-Man from my childhood, but not that fun. But I think it was my first English movie, Spider-Man. And I used to be a big fan of Power Rangers. And I was like, kind of thing, Power Rangers, SPDF. It was so famous at the time. I used to even wake up at 5 and just see. And Spider-Man was also like that to me. Spider-Man, I see that Spider-Mans are like this, going there and climbing it. But the quote which says that no one can win every battle, but a man should fall without a struggle. That was a quote given to me. I think that is so true, that a person can win sometimes, but not all the time. Without struggle, there is nothing. For example, from my personal life, that I have been good at maths from since my childhood, but at the exact time where I was needed much of the maths in my life, at the 10th, but I couldn't score well. My father said that you won't be able to do it. Don't take it in your intermediate. You cannot do it. But I thought that no, I should do it because I love maths from my childhood. How can I just give it up without just trying it? If it is that hard, but still I want to try it. I just I just gave a chance, and I just gave a time to me that I would do it. Then I scored up to a 95% in my life, in my intermediate. That was the best score which I have got in the intermediate. And I thought that maths is also a piece of cake for me in my life. That's my take on this table topics, that no one can win with every battle, but man should fall without a struggle. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tanishka. Uh, very well put out to us, and nicely that you brought in your personal experience there. And yeah, again, a quote comes to my mind for this. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. If we don't try, we'll never know what our potential is. Thank you so much. So now we have the last movie. Do we have a taker for The Godfather?
I think Toastmaster, you can call out who didn't speak.
Okay. What about our presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana?
Oh, she left for other meeting.
Okay, fine.
How about our guest? Sarvam, our guest. Anyone?
Our guest, Toastmaster Govind?
Yes.
Okay, fine. So the last quote I have is from the movie The Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
And it says, great men are born, great men are not born great. They grow great.
Okay, thank you for this wonderful topic, and the quote is very beautiful. And the great man, you can see everyone who is achieve in life, in their life, they have a past that you can say the struggle. They are not born, a great. If you look at Sachin Tendulkar, he was not a great batsman. So Sachin Tendulkar, he know his ability and he work hard, and he continue and consistently, done work hard and practice, and he is the one of the best batsmen in India. If you think about Dhirubhai Ambani, he is one of the great businessmen, and he also believe himself, and he start the business. He dream the business, and he started faith himself, and he was the one of the great foundation of Reliance industry. So you can say that the people who believe in our own capabilities, our own talents, and he want to view the big dreams, so he can achieve in their life. So I think as a my point of view, you can faith in yourself and have a dream and focus on what you want to achieve in your life, so you will be achieve the goals. So that is from my end.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Gopi. Very nicely put out to us there. And yeah, those are some great words to grow by. That brings us to the end of our table topic segment. I want to once again say thank you very much to everybody. It was indeed a nice session. And again, I'm apologizing for my technical glitches. I'm so sorry. Over to you, table topics, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you. That was wonderful, challenging table topics session. Okay, without further ado, let us move to the general evaluation session. The next part of our meeting is an important round of a Toastmasters meeting. In this round, constructive feedback is given to each speaker as well as to overall speaker meeting conduct, so that members can benefit from the experience of evaluators and become better speakers. For this, we have the general evaluator to conduct the session. I would now like to hand over the session to the general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Divya. Toastmaster Divya, over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the Day, for the introduction. Now let's move on to the general evaluation section. It is said that feedback is the breakfast of champions, and it's only when we get feedback are we able to improve, are we able to become better as speakers and leaders. And hence, at Toastmasters, this is one of the most important segments which helps all of us become better speakers and leaders. For the benefit of all the guests, the general evaluation section is divided into three parts. Firstly, we will have our evaluators who will be evaluating the prepared speeches. The second part would be where the tag team members, that is the timer, the counter, and the grammarian, would give out their reports. And finally, we would have the general evaluation report. That is, I would give my report on the overall flow of the meeting. Let's move on to the evaluation of the prepared speeches. And before we start the evaluations, I would like to invite the timer, Toastmaster Shifali, to read out the timing guidelines for the evaluations.
Thank you, Divya. For speech evaluations, each evaluator has 2 to 3 minutes. I will show the green card at the end of 2 minutes, the yellow card at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and the red card at 3 minutes. We have a grace period of 30 seconds for the speech evaluations on either side of the time limit. I'll present the timing report when called upon by the general evaluator. Over to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shifali. With that, let's move on to the first evaluator. Evaluator 1, Toastmaster Amy. Toastmaster Amy, Evaluator 1, over to you.
Thank you so much, TTM. Monica Mane. A good leader knows the way, goes the way, and shows the way. What a wonderful speech on leadership. Your speech started off with a story and a quote, and it kept us glued from then on. And I liked how you spoke about how only technical knowledge is not enough, and how you stressed on the different attributes of communication and leadership, which are very essential, which was proved through your own story. And I believe it takes great courage to push yourself to improve your own self and to share the failures that come behind the successes. And I'm sure it's going to inspire someone here in the audience. Through your speech, I got to know 4 attributes of a good leader.
One is a leader is a good communicator, a good team leader, is supportive, and is strong. Also, for your conclusion, you shared that you're still on your journey on becoming a good leader, and very much so, which shows your desire for continued development. You ended the speech with a question which was very unique. What do you think, Toastmasters? And you left us challenging with that question. Now, I have a few suggestions for you to make the speech even better. Number one, when you ask questions, it needs to have a variation. Variations and vocal variety is very important in your speech to create the effect on your audience. So when you ask, what are the qualities of a good leader? It is very different when you ask, what are the qualities of a good leader? And give a good pause and give the audience some time to think and get back to you. Also, when you ask a question, it is very important to wait for their response and accept the response gracefully. Instead of just asking a question for the sake of it, when you inculcate those points in your speech, of course, it requires a lot of presence of mind, but with practice and having that presence of mind, I'm sure that would be a great impromptu addition to your prepared speech. Also, your speech was on leadership styles. So, like I found out 4 points, it would have been great if you were able to summarize all those points and including the types of various leadership styles that would have made your speech top notch. All in all, a wonderful speech on your journey with a great introduction, your own story which you shared, and questions in between to keep your audience engaged. If only you could look into these few points, I'm sure you're going to come out as a wonderful leader. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Amy, for those wonderful evaluation points. Next, I would like to invite our second evaluator, Toastmaster Sharon. Toastmaster Evaluator 2, Toastmaster Sharon, Toastmaster Sharon, Evaluator 2. Over to you.
Thank you, General Evaluator. How big is your dream? What a wonderful topic to be expressive, to bring in so much drama and full on masala. Your strongest point, Toastmaster Imran, I tell you, is your preparedness. Toastmasters, nowadays, who prepares for an online meeting? But look at Toastmaster Imran. He has a suit on, he has a tie on, and I was watching him from the beginning of the meeting. And he opened his screen, he adjusted his camera, he stood bang straight to the video, and he was prepared throughout his speech, and which showed in his speech, which is one of the strongest points, Toastmaster Imran. Next comes the compassion. Encouraging voice with a hint of compassion was very endearing. As an audience, I could relate to you more because of it, and please always keep this flavor in all your speeches, as we are more interested when it comes to someone's compassion or when there is an encouraging voice in. Then there was a lovely set of personal stories which made me remember of my stories with my teachers, which is the powerful point which comes in with personal stories. Then you had a good structure. You started with a general point wherein everyone has pain. Then you brought in your personal side of it. When you shared your stories, you brought in a story with your teacher where he explained how it's got to be done. And then you incorporated Toastmasters. You ended up with an encouraging us all to dream big. You seem like a leader who will grow, but also take all those who are with you to grow with you. Toastmaster Imran, a few pinches of salt in your water as a feedback. Voice modulation. Just because the purpose of the speech was voice modulation, I needed you to change your voice when the teacher was speaking. you could have made a mild, meek voice when you shared your pain, because it was your pain, you were hurting. You could have said it in a lower voice. Hands were nice, you leaned in, tick, tick, wonderful points. Then comes in stage presence and stage usage. Something very difficult on an online platform, but you could have used the stage more because you're standing, you had more space to your left and right. You could have walked in from one point to another, wherein you and your teacher were speaking, you were chatting, walking and chatting. So you could have shown that point, or you could have just showed how you have grown from your early stage to this point, from being that point, from standing from one point to another. To summarize everything, you have great preparedness, you have compassion, you have lovely stories, structure as well. One challenge that I have for you is to have more voice modulation and stage usage, and this will add more water to your salt solution. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sharon, for that wonderful evaluation, very detailed evaluation. Now I would like to invite the timer to give out the timing reports, I believe for the prepared speeches, for the table topics, as well as for the evaluations.
Sure. Thank you, Toastmaster Divya. So for the prepared speeches, Toastmasters Monica took 5 minutes 40 seconds and Toastmasters Imran took 6 minutes 34 seconds. So both are qualified. For the table topic speeches, Toastmasters Ram took, there are two disqualifications. So firstly, I would call out the name of disqualified persons. So here is Toastmaster Kristen, who took 2 minutes 54 seconds. That's all. And then Toastmasters Ram took 2 minutes 20 seconds. Toastmaster Varun took 1 minute 45 seconds. Toastmasters Noor took 2 minutes 15 seconds. Toastmasters Tanishka took 2 minutes 17 seconds, and Toastmasters Govind took 1 minute 32 seconds. Coming to the evaluations, Evaluator Amy took 3 minutes 25 seconds, and Evaluator Sherry took 3 minutes 16 seconds. So both are qualified in terms of evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Shefali, for the detailed timing report. I would now like to invite the grammarian for the grammarian's report. Over to you.
Thank you, Divya. So good afternoon, everyone. I'm so happy to see the word of the day, bonhomie, used quite a couple of times in this meeting, once by evaluator Sharon and other by presiding officer Kalpana, pointing to the correct usage of phrases, or to say, to recode what were the good phrases used throughout the meeting. I found some of the phrases quite interesting, which were, friend in need is a friend indeed. Another one was, it is not our ability which decides who we are, but our choices. There was some very interesting, all the quotes were interesting by the table topics session by Toastmasters Priscilla. And I liked this one personally. And another one was, every cloud has a silver lining. Now, with every speech or with every speech comes, knowingly or unknowingly, we tend to say incorrect phrases. So there were some of the phrases which I would like to quote, which can be used in an efficient way, which were, I feel extreme, I'm feeling extreme pain could be used as I feel intense pain, or to add more adjectives to it to describe the intensity. Another was, I become a good team player, should be used with I became a good team player. Another one was, man is achieved, should be used with man has achieved. And that's what I found, some of the phrases which were incorrect. And overall, the grammar throughout the meeting was decent. And that's my report for today. Thank you. And over to you, Divya.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Shruti. Now I would like to invite Toastmaster Jamie for the counter report. Over to you.
Thank you, Divya. For the accounters report, Monica, the first speaker, she had very few hours. And for the second speaker, Imran, I observed 3 long pauses. And for Tanishka, I couldn't observe any long pauses, but she did have around 5 hours. For Priscilla's, I could observe more than 5 hours and she had 3 long pauses. Divya had none observed. Amy had 3 hours. Sharon had 2 arms. Ram, Varun, I observed none. And even for Kristen, I couldn't observe any. That is my report with a lot of hours and arms. Sorry, yeah, over to you, Divya.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Jamie, for the detailed counter report. Now we move on to the final segment, and that is my report on the overall meeting. The Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Jamie, again, she started the meeting on time, gave out all the instructions, and she also had a very beautiful message about putting a smile on your face. And that's the biggest ornament that all of us have. So very beautiful message, Jamie. You started the meeting with a bang. That was a great thing that you did. Just one thing, I think you missed out the mission statement, reading out the Toastmasters mission statement that we provide a supportive and a positive learning environment for everyone who joins in. So maybe you can take a note of that the next time around. Moving on to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Kalpana had a very beautiful story of success. She narrated a personal story of what she observed at someone as how he defined success. And then she gave us a very beautiful example for all of us. So a very warm introduction, very warm presiding officer address. And then I also congratulate her for very warmly taking all the guest introductions. She reached out to each and every one, and personally, she always had a smile. So she actually took Toastmaster Jamie's advice very seriously, and she had a smile throughout her face during the meeting. And so great job done there, Toastmaster Kalpana. Moving on to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tanishka. Great theme, a very beautiful theme that you chose, Toastmaster Tanishka, about friends. You read out a very beautiful poem at the start. I'm not sure if you wrote that poem as well on your own, but yeah, those were really beautiful lines. And then I really love the way you asked a lot of interesting questions and kept the audience engaged, because usually if the Toastmaster of the day just keeps talking, the audience may feel lost, but you kept the audience really engaged. So great job done there. I also, good job done in taking all the speakers' introductions personally. It shows that you have prepared your role very seriously. You have put in efforts well in advance. You've reached out to the speakers, taken their introductions, and you introduced everyone appropriately. So great job done there, Toastmaster of the day. Next, I would like to highlight. I would like to highlight for the table topic master. You came up with a totally new theme, which is on movies, and I also saw that you have also prepared a lot for your role. You had some slides, etc. on each and every movie you wanted to. I believe you wanted to click on the movie and then a slide would come. I understand that's what you were intending to do, and I'm so hopeful that the next time maybe it actually you're able to execute it as seamlessly as possible. But yeah, that's a great job done there, and very beautiful topics. I really loved your topics, very speakable topics. Everyone was able to speak for more than 1 minute. In fact, people spoke more than the time limit. So I'm sure these topics were very easy to speak on. So that's a great job done there, table topic master. I just have a couple of recommendations for you. Before you start the session, it's good to invite the timer so that the timer can give out the timing guidelines, because at the starting, she had given the timing guidelines for the prepared speeches. So before you start giving out the topics, it would be good to invite the timer and ask her to give out the timing guidelines. And also at the end, you can ask her to come back and give out the timing report for the section. Also at Toastmasters, you would have noticed that there is a typical format, which is Toastmaster, the name, or the guest, the name, the topic, the name of the person again. So I believe that is a format that you can follow. I guess most people asked you to repeat the topic the second time anyway, so you had to repeat the topic 2 times. So, but the typical format we follow at Toastmasters is name, topic, topic, name. So you can have that fixed format. So people, the purpose of that is so that the other person listens to it. The first time you would listen to it, you may not have listened to it completely, but the next time around, you completely grasp the topic. And then by the time you have 5 to 10 seconds to actually prepare and deliver the topic. So that is the use of that format where we call them. So I think that's one. Those are just a couple of suggestions that I have for you. All the tag team players, the timer, the grammarian, the counter, all of them have very detailed reports. I do not have any specific recommendations. Only for the timer, I would have a recommendation, which is while you are reading out the guidelines, I will show card. You could your screen and on the record so that the speakers and all the audience members know how the cards will look when you are going to show the signals. So while you are reading out the guidelines, it's also useful to show the screen at your background. So that's one thing that you could have done. Apart from that, I have very, very detailed reports on all the tag team players. So great job done there. Some general recommendations that I would have is one of the speakers, once after the title was announced, she actually asked, what is the, I'm not able to see the timer screen, etc. So I believe that is the reason at Toastmasters we say that you should join at least 10-15 minutes in advance. And that is the time when we should ensure that we know how the timer is going to look, particularly if you are a prepared speaker, you know you are going to give a speech and you have to look at the timing screen. So it's advisable to join in advance and prepare for these aspects so that the meeting flow is seamless. So I think that's one aspect that you can look at. Also, I think for the table topics master, she had done some preparation, but maybe if you could also join a bit in advance and test out the screen, or maybe the next time around, the Zoom master can step in and help you with your device. And that would have helped to have a seamless flow for the meeting. And in addition, I also saw some people typing the topic on the chat section. So the whole purpose of the table topic is not just speaking on the spot, but also listening. We are developing our listening skills, and hence it's advisable not to type it again, because the person needs to remember what he or she has listened, what the topics master has said, and then attempt. So it's advisable not to type the topic on the chat, because that's how we are practicing both listening and thinking on the spot skills. Another very short recommendation is, it's not Toastmasters Jamie, it's Toastmaster Jamie. So the name is, it's a singular. So that's how the pronunciation is. That's how the designation is. That brings an end to my general evaluation report. I absolutely enjoyed the meeting. I hand over the stage back to you, the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Tanishka.
Thank you, General Evaluator. That was very brief evaluation. But now are the results out? Are the results ready? Before that, I would like to ask, how did you all like this session? Any opinions from the guests? Guest Govind or Varun, Ram? Guest Govind, how did you like this? Okay, guest Ram, how did you like this session?
It's a good meeting. I made some notes. So let me just quickly go through some notes, first of all, if I may. So I think Toastmaster today, Tanishka, if I get the name wrong, I apologize. I think it was a really good introduction from you. I like your bubbly personality, which actually encourages everyone to join in and listen. Oh, look, she's talking. And there's always something good to talk and listen to, which is really, really good. And I think definitely smiling is the way to go forward. So well done on that front. Then the evaluations, I thought the evaluations were really, really good. So both of the evaluators, well done on both of those. I like the way the speakers were also standing. In this day and age, very few people online stand. Look at me, look at yourself, Tanishka. Yeah, as a speaker, anybody who's doing the speeches, if they speak standing up, then I think that's fantastic. So well done for doing that. And I think what I liked about the two different speeches, they were both completely different, and they were at different levels. So it's good to see them progress their journey. It'll be interesting to see them maybe in 6 months' time and 12 months' time. I believe they'll be completely different people. Let's see, table topics master. There were some technical glitches. My only recommendation there is if you have a Zoom account, Zoom allows you to have your own meeting. So join, create your own meeting, and then practice sharing in your own meeting. So when you come to a real meeting, it works smoothly. Other than that, really good questions. And I like the way she smiled throughout. She thanked everyone, and she actually responded to the responses, which doesn't always happen, which is really good. So well done on that front. General evaluator, Divya, you were really good. At the very beginning, your camera was jumping around. It's like you had on your hand, but then later on you put it down. Fantastic, well done, and you were easy to look at, and you gave a really good evaluation. So well done on that front. I have one final evaluation. I had a timer. So my only recommendation for the timer is I think your timing signals looks good, but isn't practical. What I mean by that is on the side, you have this little icons that change. My recommendation is if you use the official, I don't have the official backgrounds with me. If you have the official backgrounds where all of it is red, all of it is amber, all of it is green, then you can easily see, it doesn't matter where you are, you can easily see the signals. And I think I shared in the chat already, if you put your hand up like so, then you will always be the very first person on the left-hand side of the screen. Yeah, so other than that, I think really good meeting. It's good to visit other clubs. Why? Because you learn, doesn't matter how many years you've been a Toastmaster, you learn so much just by observing others. So thank you for having me. I really enjoyed the meeting today. Back to you, Tanishka. I think you asked for a very short feedback and I gave you so much. I do apologize. Back to you.
It's okay. It was so good and so good to hear all the opinions and all the how you liked it. And we look that we will be checking and keep taking care of all the things which you have mentioned. Thanks a lot. Now I think guest Noor has raised his hand. Guest Noor? Yes.
Thank you, TMOD. Actually, I prepared a 5 to 7 minute speech on giving a feedback, but the general evaluator and Ram took off all my spotlight. So I have nothing more to say rather than telling that, I enjoyed really the meeting today. All of you are doing fantastic job. I really hope that, the spirit of this meeting continues, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Noor. Maybe next time we would like to hear it from you, the 5 to 7 minutes opinion on it. Thank you. Next, anyone would like to go? How did you like this meeting? Guess, anyone?
Toastmaster of the day, we are ready with the certificates, just to inform you.
Oh, yes. Finally, the final part and the exciting part, who the winners are. Let's check. Yes? The best auxiliary role goes to Toastmaster Shruti. Toastmaster Shruti, congratulations. You have been doing a wonderful job.
Thank you.
Can we take a picture? Yes. Yes. It's done. The next one. The next, who is the winner? Oh, the best table topic speaker is Toastmaster Ram. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, just give me a big smile. Yes. Thank you. The next winner is Big 3 role goes to General Evaluator Divya. Distinguished Toastmaster Divya, congratulations for the General Evaluator round. Can you please on your video? Yes. Give me the big best smile.
Thank you so much.
Master, can you pin the general evaluator?
Yes, it's done.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Thank
Yes,
you so
give
much.
me your best smile. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, the next one. Oh, the best evaluator goes to Toastmaster Sharon. Toastmaster Sharon, congratulations. Can we have your video on? Yes. Yes. The next winner. The best speaker goes to Toastmaster Monica. Can we have you on this video? Yes. Congratulations. Now, I give the controls back to presiding officer. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much, Tanishka. That was really a wonderful Toastmasters meeting. And because of all of the role players who have come here, I would want you to finally take one picture with all of you, all of those with whom we've relished this evening with. So can you please turn on all your videos so that we can capture one screenshot of happiness and then carry on with our day or evening or whatever it is from all parts of the world. Yes. Tanishka, where are you? Guess no, we can't see you. We can see your cat. Divya, can you keep your video turned on? Thank you. Okay, with all your beautiful smiles. Yay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. So it was a wonderful meeting. Thank you all for joining in and giving in your best to this meeting, and really looking forward to having you in many more meetings in the future. So we keep you posted on the groups wherever you were informed of this. So thank you so much. Yes, Noor, it's really emotional. So bye-bye. Have a great week ahead and enjoy your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a good one.